Dr. Mlondo, that's what happens when we work with young people. Yes. I'm so old, but these youngies, I'm telling you, I'm never ever gonna age, as long as I work at this college. I did not even know that Kutwa forever were not to change. Let me introduce to you beautiful ladies, Dr. Mlondo. Dr. Mlondo has worked as a teacher, as well as an HOD of a secondary school responsible for humanities. She has also been a principal of a primary school and a high school, as well as a university lecturer. She joined the public service in September 1996 as a deputy director for training and development in the office of the Premier. Later promoted to being a director that was in charge of building capacity to government officials until she moved to research services in the office of the Premier. She's responsible for coordinating research initiatives in the provincial administration, and she will be going to retirement at the end of this month. Alala, Dr. Mlondo, alala! She has also presented papers at national public service conferences at her universities, has published 2 academic book chapters, co-edited a book, and has a number of articles in the pipeline. Her areas of interest include Ubuntu, African epistemologies, and African feminism and inclusive education. She holds a secondary teacher's diploma from the University of Zululand and trainer development diploma from Anglo-American Training Institute, also training management diploma at Anglo-American also in an editing short course. She also holds a Bachelor of Pediatric degree from University of Zululand, Bachelor of Education degree, University of Natal, Masters of Education degree at University of Zululand, as well as a Doctorate of Education degree at University of Zululand. Ladies, beautiful ladies, welcome on stage, Dr. Mlondo!
Forever living. But I take this opportunity, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to address young minds, to address the energetic, the budding souls that you are. The potential, I was just thinking that, hey, how many leaders are here? How many CEOs are here?
Amen, we receive it.
We all have hopes. Tinaka, as your mothers, we have higher hopes. One day, by my boardroom, not just in my bedroom. The boardroom is where you belong. Yes. Well, I prepared a longish paper, but I try to be brief and to relate to your experiences. We are celebrating Women's Month. On the 22nd of August, it was my birthday. I won't tell you how many years, but I was born during Women's Month. That is what matters most. It's our month. What December, there is this 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. You know our challenges as women, not just in South Africa, but in Africa as a whole, that we are so vulnerable. It is easy to abuse, to kill, to violate a woman. We are really vulnerable. In terms of statistics, our country, South Africa, the rate of gender-based violence is the highest in the world. Then in Africa as a whole, it is also high in the continent, but in the country it's the highest. Do we know what are the reasons for that? We are still searching, yes. Research is ongoing. Why are we so violent as a society? Even the types of crime is violent crimes. Well, some people have conducted research. Quite a number of scholars worldwide have conducted research. They say before colonization, before the arrival of the whites or the white men, we were living a very fulfilling life. There was no hierarchy in terms, there were no pedestals. Our gender were equal. The gender roles were complementary. I subscribe, let me declare, I subscribe to African feminism. The African feminism, it is what women in the African continent, we must not forget we are Africans. This is our continent. And we still want our land, and it? Yeah, we need our land. You cannot be an African, you don't own land, you don't, you still, you're like a wanderer. So they are saying that in the pre-colonial era, the genders or the sexes, they lived harmoniously because they cooperated with one another. There was cooperation. That the woman or the wife is subservient to the man. Okay, if your role is to go out and hunt, then my role, I must go to the fields and plow. But what is important is that they were respecting their different roles, and the roles complemented each other. We are finding ourselves now, then Africa, the colonialists, they wanted our resources as Africans. Our resources, the richest continent in the world is Africa, because we have mineral resources, we have gold, diamond, all the precious stones that are out there. We have lots of them. We have an abundance of them here. Now they wanted this wealth, and in order to get it, they applied divide and rule. They introduced patriarchy. Patriarchy is a system where layers, or there are levels. Yeah, there are levels. we adopted that not to be government. Kono DDG, in njalo njalo. It's better in the private sector where they can have a flat organization. But in bureaucracy, it's easier to influence people abakuma levels. Ngoba ilo bekuthi uyalapha phezulu. And icarrot iba lapha kulono on top. Now they introduced that, patriarchy, and then it influenced our way of life. We were told or taught to discard our customs and our culture as Africans. There were queens and kings, African kings and queens. At that time, those were the custodians of knowledge. Imagine we have our professors, we have the academics. Yeah, they are the generators of knowledge. They are also the custodians. After, in the West, there were philosophers or the thinkers, the people that you go to for wisdom. In our culture, African culture, the people who were the custodians of knowledge were your kings and queens. And the cruelty of the Westerners, but they killed our kings and queens because they had this knowledge that they had. They beheaded them, they cut their, to behead someone. So that then the people who remained did not have access to the knowledge of the tribe, of the community, of the nation, and of the continent. But although they did that, they did not eradicate knowledge about Africa, our indigenous knowledge. It didn't disappear. But what disappeared, it just that we looked down upon ourselves. So lapha sesinamagama lawa Mabel, Mavis, Mavis, angifuna ukuliphawula ungangibizi ngalo. Because when we grew up, we were taught ukuthi lokho kwenu is inferior, is barbaric, and all the negative words. I'm illustrating a relationship between colonization, between patriarchy and inequality. It's about inequality of genders. Inequality of genders at home, inequality of genders at work, in all aspects, we're unequal. We're an unequal society. Now they say that gender-based violence, it thrives in a society where there is inequality. But they say gender-based violence, it survives and you will find it more in societies that are not equal. Because we are fighting for resources. It's about survival, economic survival, actually. A sad scenario, women are emerging, girls, the young ones, they are emerging, they are assertive. And now, our boys, we love our boys. But now, what we'll do about it? It's becoming expensive, unaffordable. Too much. And now, that's why we're having more single mothers, because it takes a long time for the male partner to accumulate the required amount, yellow bolo. And then in the meantime, a biological clock is ticking, and then you have your children and so on. Ceremonial. But the bottom line is, why is this ilobolo? In the olden days, it was not like the way it is now. It was meant to cement the relationship between the two families. And it was in the form of by exchange gifts. Not local, imagine it is aligned to the level of education of the girl. Unani ma qualifications, therefore we are going to charge so much. It's becoming harder and harder for the, I don't want to say the boy child, but for the male partners to, can you imagine if you're a male? Would imagine you have to match, to your partner, you must show up as this person who can support the partner, who can become a man, and manage a family. The rate of unemployment last week, Status A, I think they released the figures. In Mpumalanga, in the province, is 38%. 38% of our youth is unemployed. And the gender that is mostly unemployed is women. Oranje, to think in every 6 people, no, in every 10 people, only 6 are employed, or even less. There is an expanded definition of unemployment, and the figures are that it's 49%, 48 point something, almost 49%. Because others is piecemeal jobs. The employment cannot be said to be permanent. So the situation that we are finding ourselves in, it is difficult because of the way we were brought up. I'm happy that there are mothers here, mothers like me. Socialization, they say when umntwana is most receptive from birth until about 7 years of age. And yonke into afundiswe ngaleso sikhathi uya-absorba and kuba ne-lasting impact in life. The child will form a worldview, his or her philosophy of life, because of the experiences as Tole during that phase, that formative phase. But the way we were brought up, with the city, umshayeleni wena umfana ngoba uyazi umfana. Ukushayile kodwa wena why uphindisele? We reprimand the girl. We make a girl ukuthi wena you must know your place. You are subservient. You can be violated. It's fine. It's what we are saying to them. It's what we are saying to our daughters. And also to the men, we are saying to our boys, you can violate a girl, it doesn't matter. Because it's your nature. Niyabaza bafana banjani. Instead of inculcating our values of equality, values of human rights, no, don't violate another person. It's unfortunate, not as mothers, we were brought up in a patriarchal system. Vele asiyazi enye system. Sazi lokho ukuthi indoda inkulu. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be stopped and reversed. It can. And especially with you, you have that opportunity to know. Umuntu simthatha on a human basis. Just read about the Bill of Human Rights. And if you have your young ones, do instill in them akunamntu omkhulu kunomunye lana, that we need one another. African feminism, that's why I said I subscribe to it. African feminism is saying we don't aspire to be like men. It's not that it's full equality. Angazi mana naifuna ni equality. Naifuna. Okay. Okay. It's African feminism. We complement one another. Akekho omkhulu nomunye. Mina ngithi, let us not compete with them, because we might even be higher achievers than them. They are not the yardstick, they are not the standard to which we should aspire. Men are not the standard to which we should aspire. Believe in yourself and show that you reach your highest potential. Your highest potential might be below him, might be equal to him, might even be far above him. It has been proven that girls, they achieve more. They have excelled in many fields. Bearing in mind that girls have been denied the opportunities or even access to certain subjects or to certain grades at school, which I vele lona uzophuma ahamba thola abantwana. I don't know whether I can relate a personal experience here. Just 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute. I was born mina outside emshadweni. I was born kwaDube, umama Dube. Mawutholele ekhaya kwaZulu. Uthatha isibongo sa ngokwamalungu. Yeah. And then I grew up, gogo wami ehamba ehlala emzini yabantu, ebamba amatoho. And then when I grew up, ngahamba ngisebenza so that I could get money. As early as 11 years, I was assisting a family, and instead of paying me, they would pay for my school fees. At 11, I was doing standard 4, yeah. Phela thina safunda leminyaka eminingi. The longer route. And then, yeah, my father came very late in life. What I want to say, I was brought up by my maternal grandmother. And that, you know, our nurturing role, nature, N-U-R-T-U-R-E, nature. Siyakhulisa. So my mother was at the side, but my maternal grandmother is the one who brought me up. And then ngahamba ngisebenza ngaqeda my junior, ngaqhubeka nje nokufunda. What made me to stick to education was that I didn't have a proper home. A home in the sense that their parents, both parents are there, they are together. It was up to me to create a home for myself. So God is always with you if you're in difficulties. Because I didn't have that, I know I longed for those family settings. I just had no way out. Ngathola my junior degree, nangakapushwa. When I got my junior degree, I completed in 1982. 84, I completed in Natal. 86, I completed master's, sengisebenza. 87, no, 89, I completed PhD. Nangakapushwa. So, one of the things that I was lucky that I didn't crack, because usually abantwana baba offense they give up. By few survivayo and abe strong. I was one of the resilient ones, the resilient type. So God also gave us as women a resilience. When I gave birth to my first one, she came before time. Well, not 6 months or so. And the doctors said, she's going to survive because she's a girl. Because it's a girl. Ngabuza uthi why? I want to know, girls are stronger. So from birth, we are so endowed. We shouldn't really doubt our capabilities. The way we are gifted, to the extent that if ungaze ngabona kubhale kwenye indawo nje somewhere ukuthi, but it's not right. Ukuthi when God made man, she made a mistake. It's not right. What I liked about it, ukuthi the writer ube open ukuthi maybe God is a woman. We don't know. But I think God is above our genders. And it's, yeah. So us as women, especially women in Africa, if you Google women heroes in Africa, in South Africa, you know, ubona ukuthi, are you that kind of stock? And then ubona ukuthi, sorry for a bit, it went off. My daughter phoned me. I'm going to zoom straight into masculinities, and then I'll come to leadership styles. If violent masculinities, they say, the researchers, they say we got that because things are solved by uyashaya umuntu ukuze aqonde umntwana uyamshaya ukuze alalele. So we thought ukuthi you solve problems through physical abuse. And then the other cause, you're violent, especially of our men. The other cause, ukuthi during apartheid, they were dehumanized. Even now they are dehumanized. To be dehumanized, you feel ukuthi you are less than, your self-esteem is low. They were dehumanized. My mother was a kitchen girl and my father was a garden boy. Yes. They were called girl, umama omdala. Ubaba is a boy, irrespective of uba unjani. But this is the head of his family at home. Kodwa manje kuna these conflicting aspects. At work, funeka gijime abizwe ngeboy agijime, being called by a young white child or the boss's child. I don't think we do that. No, we don't. African bosses, we don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it kills the person. You know, dignity yakho yalimala. Now there is this thing which you must show up as a boy. You must show up which you are more than the female, more than your partner. And then kuba nale element yokuba uyokuthi wena kahle kahle you are, your self-esteem is low. Prepare paper. I had a wrong audience in mind, but I'm glad we are together. So when the boy commits violence, ufuna uba mkhulu, ufuna le superiority to bring back his dignity. And as we indicated, violence, it is rife in those communities where there is inequality, where the gap is huge. When they commit rape, ingoba efuna ukuthi akwehlise, ngoba wena ubona ukuthi ulapha phezulu. Noma ungekho phezulu kodwa njena ufuna ukuthi ngoba yena ulimele la ngaphakathi, dehumanized. He wants to bring you down. Then they become violent and they don't stop. The researchers, but once waku violator, he won't stop. He will do it again. But now the trick is masculinity will not be restored. Uba yileso sikhathi akafeel futhi a lasting feeling of satisfaction ukuthi ya ngimkhulu la. But uyolokhu eqhubeka. But the satisfaction he will not get because ulimele deep inside. It's not just lokhu esikubonayo. It surfaces as gender-based violence. So that we understand where it all comes from. We have an opportunity to change it, to teach our young ones that violence, it doesn't pay, it kills. Some of us, we believe that no, spare the rod and spoil the child. But they can do without it. How do they do it? So we need to teach our young ones to respect the others in the environment. There's something that we call rape culture. A rape culture is not just physical, we are sexually violated. There is a rape culture. It is a situation where kuba normal ukuthi ma udlula abantu bashaya ikhwela, they whistle ngathi to get your attention. They grab your bum, those behaviors. Ebese basengathi you are being an African if you don't respond in a particular way. Kodwa khona those behaviors encourage rape culture. It was not the norm. Yeah, dala bekukhona ukuthi ungavela udlule njena intombi yakwaZulu ungasashongo ukuthi dudlu just to show ukuthi approachable. Ajabule bese yadlula. But now it has been abused. Because iqala kancane and then they don't know where to stop. And at work, you will be working in 2-3 years. At work, at home, there are those small things that are done by our male relatives, our male friends, our neighbors. And then bese ukuthi society, community, they take it as if it's a norm, as if it's correct. Why should you complain? And then ufela ngaphakathi. You don't say it. Bese sekuba ne culture of silence. Ukuthi makukhona if anyone someone saying no, I'm reporting this thing, abe victimized yena nje kuphela. You are going to experience that at work. It is happening. Especially kuma colleagues, that you will be getting these innuendos, which they have an interest to go in. Some of them, or some of us, siyajabula ukuthi siyathandwa. It's not just siyathandwa, they want to have power over you, not to ngoba besithanda. Ebese kufika to a point where not all of us sizothula, but we shouldn't keep quiet. Let me try and get the feedback. What should you do if you are at work and the male colleagues babe nale interest when you want to focus on your work and then kule be nalama distractions? Should you just let it pass uthule kuzophela, or you stamp you voice it out with no, this is not acceptable? You voice out. Ngiyajabula and futhi kusho umama. Siyabona ngithi. We mustn't feel ukuthi thina special ngoba nakho mangidlula he touches me somewhere, then it means I'm loved. No, it's not. Harassment. Tina, we are so gifted ukuthi when they do these things and then sesiyafihla manje ngoba sesifuna ukuthi sibe below them. Yeah. That we just have to be assertive. Show your mettle. research also has shown ukuthi companies that are headed by women, where there are more women employees, they do well. They say that it's because women have communal leadership. But we take care, we take care, we consider others. Amadoda bafuna nje lo sebenzayo lokho ilokho nje asisho ukuthi kubi kodwa nje I'm just highlighting the strengths of women, that we are communal in nature, we take care of others, we don't leave anyone behind. We walk with them, we have empathy, sympathize nabo. Bese base ngathi it is taken as a weakness. I remember when I first came here from KZN, but you are too motherly. Ngabona ukuthi, well, it should be weakness. I took it as a weakness, but it's not. It's a strength. You bring everybody on board. They also say that we are inclusive as women, as leaders, as workers, everywhere. We don't leave anyone behind. Our shop stewards are good. It will be your women. Bafika banfeed information. We are used to giving, to nurturing, to uplifting the community. They are saying that in Africa, most of women are not employed. They are informal traders. But what they have observed, the women that are community leaders, a project, she doesn't just benefit as a person, but she ensures that everyone in the community benefits. That is a fact. It has been proved scientifically in research that women are there for the welfare of everybody. It's a strength. Don't take it as a weakness. No, I think I've almost come to an end, but I just want to share with you some thoughts on communal leadership. They say women take care, men take charge. Women take care, but men, they take charge. They are assertive, they have confidence. I am saying, let us also get this confidence, anti-snai confidence. Yes. And also, let us not emulate men as if bona ba exemplary. Uma ngabe be bossy, sesithi assertive, sibeka kahle if it's a man. Bese sithi kulono she's pushing because it's a woman. Whilst we take care, whilst we are inclusive, vele sijwayele ukuthi thina sifundla abantwana nasemsebenzini, we nurse everyone. Let us also get sibe nayo le confidence yabo laba amadoda. Uthola ukuthi in a meeting i-idea eshiwo by a female, the men will say it, and then bese kuba uyena oba minuted, oba recorded. Uphinda your same ideas kodwa ngendlela azosho ngayo. Well, so some of us, vele baba semabhodrum, yes, it will be the same. And we are so gifted, I can't think of it. It's beyond measure. Kodwa manje siyesaba ngoba it's the way we were brought up. Socialization said when uyintombazane, when as if when a limited space, even ekhaya, the world is yours. Go out there and venture. The onus lies on us, or the ball is in our courts, in your court, to show your potentialities. Uma kuwukuthi your abilities in a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think as women we rank? In a scale of 1 lapha phansi njalo njalo up to 10. Okay, in terms of talent, we're high up there. But the actual asikho ngoba sicabanga ukuthi mistake. Noma usubeke ubone ngathi hayi uba lonely. Yes, some of us abayitholi support when we are put on that platform. But we need to rally behind our women leaders, to give them the support, to affirm them, which no, it's not a mistake that you are here. You deserve it, and actually you can do more. Yes, we can have a female president. So African feminism is saying we don't hate men, we like our men, but we are of the same value in the household, even at work. You do your part, I do mine, kune value. African feminism, let us cooperate. Let women and men cooperate so that together we fight the bigger battles. We fight the bigger battles like land. We are silent about it. It's not just South Africa. Some other countries as well, there is a challenge. So let us fight the bigger battles with men. And so on. Local is really too petty. If you compare the challenges that are out there, that need both of us to fight. That's my part in short. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. She's back. Ma'am.
Oh, she's back.